This Sunday night, the preliminary report into that ill-fated Independence Day plane crash is released. The new information it is revealing. Health officials on the alert, an uptick in measles cases across the region raising concern. And in sports, highlights from the 3-on-3 Caribbean Cup, where Team Bahamas is holding its own. The Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition, starts now. Hello to you on this Sunday evening and welcome to the broadcast. The Aircraft Accident Investigation Authority has released its preliminary report into the investigation of that Flamingo Airlines flight which crashed and killed all 10 persons on board back on Independence Day. While the findings are not at all conclusive and the investigation far from complete, the findings are giving us a better understanding of the timeline of the flight's final moments. The report says the aircraft left Nassau without incident at approximately 12:30 p.m. on Friday, July 10th, its third such flight of the day. It flew westbound en route to San Andreas, canceling its air traffic services at approximately 10 nautical miles of the San Andreas airport at 12:41 p.m. At 12:43, it was observed that the aircraft made a slight right turn to a northwesterly track consistent with joining a traffic pattern for runway 12 on its approach to the San Andreas airport. At that time, radar-recorded data showed the aircraft was at a height of approximately 2,500 feet, and shortly after, at approximately 12:46 p.m., C6 FLX made a left turn consistent with following traffic pattern procedures in its approach to land. At this point, according to radar data, the aircraft was descending out of approximately 1,800 feet on its approach to land. During the final data recorded by radar, the flight showed an altitude of approximately 300 feet at an indicated airspeed of 62 knots at approximately 12:48 p.m. The exact time the aircraft is believed to have made impact with tall pine trees in a wooded area before eventually crashing, then exploding into flames approximately 1 nautical mile from the San Andreas airport. Based on the distribution of the wreckage, the report says it would appear that a low-velocity, low-angle impact would have occurred. The fire that ensued destroyed the fuselage of the aircraft. The left engine was damaged by a combination of fire and impact forces. Further, the report says the left propeller was observed still attached to the propeller hub with minimal signs of impact damage to the 3 propeller blades. The right engine was extensively damaged by a combination of fire and impact forces. The right propeller remained attached to the propeller hub with substantial signs of impact damage to all 3 propeller blades. All 3 propeller blades were observed twisted and bent. The report also states that the certifications of both Flamingo Airlines and the pilot of the aircraft were valid. It adds that in the aftermath of that deadly Independence Day crash, the airline's operations were immediately suspended. The report's findings are not conclusive, and a final report is expected to be released in about a year's time. To some other news this Sunday, there are no signs of a surge in the Bahamas yet, but with cases of the measles steadily rising in the Americas and deaths in the region triple what they were last year, the Pan American Health Organization is stressing the importance once again of vaccinations. Here's Cleopatra Murphy.
The Pan American Health Organization is issuing a clarion call for countries across the Americas, including the Bahamas, to bolster measles vaccinations in the face of what has been the highest number of confirmed cases in the region in 22 years. PAHO's release revealed that 47,459 cases of the measles have been confirmed in the Americas, with 44 deaths reported in 3 countries at the end of epidemiological week ending July 18th. Based on its epidemiological alert, the organization says 30,371 confirmed cases and 26 deaths were reported in Guatemala, the largest number this year, while Mexico came in second with 12,255 cases and 17 deaths. The Bahamas' closest neighbor, the U.S., reported 2,260 cases of the measles, Peru 1,277, and Canada 1,107 cases. The numbers of confirmed cases are the highest recorded since 2004. PAHO says measles is one of the world's most contagious diseases that is spread through air when an infected person breathes, coughs, or sneezes. The illness can cause symptoms like fever, cough, runny nose, conjunctivitis, and rash, also leading to major complications like pneumonia, encephalitis, blindness, and death. PAHO says vaccination continues to be the most effective means of preventing measles. Data from the World Health Organization shows a 12% increase in measles globally, with 186,168 cases reported worldwide up to July. PAHO assures that maintaining 95% vaccine coverage with 2 doses of the vaccine is essential to interrupting transmission, adding that young children not yet eligible for their first vaccine dose, unvaccinated or undervaccinated individuals, indigenous communities, migrants, and displaced populations face increased risk of severe disease and even death. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
And Cleo, we have more tonight on this story as Acting Director of Public Health, Dr. Philip Swan, telling ZNS News during an exclusive interview tonight that there are no confirmed cases of measles in the Bahamas right now. He does, however, acknowledge, though, that the Ministry of Health and Wellness, through its fever and rash surveillance system, is taking seriously the significant increase of measles cases reported across the Americas. Also noting that any potential imported measles case remains a public health concern.
The Bahamas is a highly connected country, and the amount of travel between our country and the United States and the wider region means that we must, of a necessity, remain vigilant against the possibility of an imported case. And while the most recent PAHO release speaks to the rising cases of measles in the Americas, we are reminded that those concerned with our last case of imported measles actually traveled from Europe. So we are not only focusing on persons traveling from the Americas. In fact, the European Center for Disease Prevention and Control has reported a significant increase in measles cases above 2023 numbers.
And health officials are taking a proactive approach to mitigate any potential domestic measles cases by currently conducting the Big Catch-Up campaign under the theme, Every Child Protected, Every Island Strong.
This campaign targets infants from 2 to 18 months, children 2 to 5 years old, and children 9 years and older, and is being conducted every Saturday during July and August from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. In New Providence, the vaccination is available at the Golden Gate Shopping Center and the Edmund Moxie Park, with Aaron Bailey Park a session last week. Activities are also planned for Grand Bahama and Eleuthera, while residents of the other family islands are encouraged to visit their nearest healthcare facility or public clinic for any outstanding vaccinations.
Those 8 generators donated to the Ministry of Health and Wellness by the U.S. Northern Command at the end of June are making their way to the Family Islands, their intended destination. The generators that will provide backup power for healthcare facilities and respond to gaps identified during a hurricane preparedness review exercise were part of a $400,000 donation that also included medical equipment, 4 flatbed trucks, and 3 golf carts. Health Minister, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, confirms distribution has begun.
I can assure you that under the Public Hospitals Authority, as well as the Department of Public Health, the distribution is near completion. The vehicles that were donated are already at their final destination. We got some golf carts, they're being deployed, but we realize that there is some additional assets that will come in our possession very shortly, and they also will be distributed into the Family Islands as well.
Some of the vehicles have already landed in several Family Islands, while the flatbed trucks are being put to use right here in the capital.
The golf carts, if I'm not mistaken, one should have gone to Harbor Island, one is due in Abaco, one is also scheduled to go to, I think, Maniwaki, and there's a few more that's coming on stream, and we will notify those various clinics because the United States government have indicated some of the preferential areas where they should go.
In our next segment of news this Sunday evening, a group of women honored for helping shape the Bahamas through their leadership. We'll have that and more when the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition, returns.
Here is the Disaster Risk Management Authority's official 2026 emergency shelter listing for the Northwest Bahamas for Abaco, Andros, the Berry Islands, Bimini, Grand Bahama, Eleuthera, and New Providence. The Berry Islands, Church of God of Prophecy, Great Harbor Key, David A. Dean Community Center, Bullocks Harbor. In Bimini, Gateway Gymnasium, Baileytown, Louise McDonald High School, Allistown, Urban Renewal Building, Special Needs Shelter in Allistown. Eleuthera, Wesley Methodist Church Hall, Palmetto Point, Church of the Nazarene, Palmetto Point, the Salvation Army, Palmetto Point, Emily G. Petty Primary School, Governor's Harbor, Georgie Johnson Memorial Center, Hatchet Bay, Bahamas Methodist Habitat, Camp Simonet, James Sister, Charles Wesley Methodist Church, Lower Bogue, Mission Church of God, Upper Bogue, The Current Community Center, The Current, Haitian Baptist People Church, The Bluff, Zion Methodist Church, Current Island, New Jerusalem Church in Blackwood, Sir George Roberts Public Library, Harbor Island, Lighthouse Church of God, Harbor Island, New Alliance Church of God, Harbor Island, Wesley Methodist Church, Harbor Island, Church of God of Prophecy, Tarpon Bay, Deep Creek Primary School, Deep Creek, Greencastle Primary School, Greencastle, Whimsy-Spite Primary School and Whimsy-Spite, and the Frederick G. Guild Complex, Rock Sound.
As we continue here this Sunday evening, officials of the Unregulated Communities Action Task Force continue enforcement efforts across Eleuthera. Last week, the task force, together with the Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs Building Control Team, conducted operations in Russell Island, Blackwood, and Governor's Harbor, where 28-day notices were posted on illegal structures erected after previous enforcement actions. The government has maintained that it remains committed to protecting communities, upholding the rule of law, and promoting orderly and sustainable development nationwide. Police are tonight probing the third attempted suicide recorded this weekend. Andros authorities are now trying to piece together the clues on why an 18-year-old female resident of Nicholstown attempted to take her own life yesterday. Andros police confirming the woman ingested a large quantity of prescription medication, then began to have seizures and later collapsed. Staff at the local clinic notified police of the incident shortly after 3 yesterday afternoon. Police say staff stabilized the patient, who was airlifted here to New Providence for further treatment and an evaluation. An investigation into this incident continues. Well, back here in the Capitol, the Global Leadership Empowerment Networks Conference is now history. The event culminating with a Women in Government Leadership Awards luncheon yesterday afternoon at Margaritaville, under the theme, Honoring the Past, Celebrating the Present, and Embracing the Future, paying tribute to the women who have helped shape the Bahamas through leadership and public service. Conference host and network founder Dr. Brenda Pratt touted how the summit was created out of a desire to recultivate a spirit of honor among women.
Because that's often the highest seat in our nation. And so I really was led by the Lord, Father God, who said that I want you to start with women in government, both past and present, women who are serving. And then, of course, the summit would have encouraged inspiring women who want to lead someday. The summit was all about encouraging them, empowering them, equipping them for their next assignment and for their next season.
Among this impressive list of honorees, Governor General, Her Excellency Dame Cynthia Pratt, Dame Janet Bostwick, and Tourism Minister, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, who were each recognized with the Women in Government Distinguished Trailblazer Award. The Women in Government Leadership Award also recognized Justice Hope Strawn, former parliamentarian Pakeisha Parker Edgecombe, Energy, Aviation, and Utilities Minister, the Honorable JoBeth Colby Davis, Social Services Minister, Senator the Honorable Barbara Cartwright, and Culture, Arts, and Heritage Minister, the Honorable Leslie Miller Bryce.
I feel fantastic, humbled and honored, both at the same time, to be in a room filled with amazing, dynamic, successful, impactful women. I mean, the room is truly filled with legacy. And that means so much to me to be seated here in the room with these amazing women. It's not always about being seen. It truly starts with what's here. As long as God continue to bless you, as long as you continue to allow him to watch your steps and allow him to direct your path, you will be seen.
Bahamas Power and Light officials were once again busy this weekend trying to restore power to some pockets of the capital. Well, with that in mind, former independent candidate for the Freetown constituency, Andrew Blue Johnson, is taking matters into his own hands. He's purchased a large generator for residents to use during a blackout.
I born and grew up in the area. We didn't have air conditioning, and I know at times like this, when in the summertime when heat go, no one have to come to me directly and tell me. I know the feeling. I've been there, I lived it. And this summer is really, really humid and hot. So I'm feeling this one.
Well, while Johnson says the space is open to everyone in the community, the goal, he says, is to create a safe, clean, and respectful environment.
I have strict rules here. And when I say strict, decent rules. No smoking. Don't have the marijuana scent on you. No drinking, no swearing. This is a community place. Young kids, senior citizens, people who just want to come in and get their devices charged for an hour or two. So I believe in order, and I believe in decency, and I love my people.
Stay with us. Wayne Wilson has a look at our Sunday sports report when we come back.
Shop early to get your uniforms and catch Janae's Uniform Center's buy 4, get 1 free sale. Pre-monogrammed and regular school shirts, dry fit and cotton polos, jumpers, skirts, boys long and short pants, PE shorts, underclothes, tights, socks, neckties, belts, sleeping mats, hair accessories, and character work desks. Get 50% off backpacks, lunch bags, and raincoats. Buy 4 school shirts, get 1 free. Buy 2 skirts, jumpers, or pants, get the third 50% off. Need embroidery and monogramming done? Visit Janae's Uniform Center early. Beat the back-to-school rush. Janae's Chesapeake Road back-to-school special. Restrictions apply.
With the new Duo Pizza from Little Caesars, nobody has to choose. One half loaded with Parmesan, pepperoni, and Italian sausage. The other half topped with veggie seasoning, ham, and green peppers. Now that's a winning half. The Duo Pizza. Double the flavor for only $13 VAT inclusive. Only at Little Caesars Bahamas.
Now available at all 5 of our locations. Little Caesars Oaks Field, Carmichael Road, East Street Pineapple Plaza, Charles Saunders Highway, and 1 East Plaza. It's not madness, it's Little Caesars.
Pizza. Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Welcome to your weekend sports edition. I'm Wayne Wilson, and starting off, we got some boots on the ground over in the Cayman Islands, where our very own Michelle Butler gives us a day one recap of the 3-on-3 Caribbean Cup.
The energy was high on the court in the Cayman Islands as 3 Caribbean nations followed it out in the opening round of the 3-on-3 Caribbean Cup. For Team Bahamas, it was about finding the right rhythm, executing under pressure, and setting the tone for the rest of the tournament. No long sets, no time to slow the game down. 3-on-3 basketball is all about quick decisions, constant movement, and making the most of every possession. And that was on display as the Bahamian man and woman took on Jamaica and the Cayman Islands in the opening rounds. For the Bahamas, the first day was an opportunity to test itself against 2 regional opponents, while also getting a feel for the pace and intensity of the competition. The Bahamian squads answered that challenge with strong showings. Both teams ended the day in second place, keeping them well within reach of the top spot. But beyond the standings, the players also got a chance to experience the fast-paced nature of the 3-on-3 basketball and what it takes to compete at this level. For the women, the opening day was also about finding their chemistry. staying composed and learning from each game as the competition unfolds?
I think we did pretty well. We won the first game. We were very level-headed, coming into the game. Well, for my first time, we picked up pretty good. We played pretty well. And in the second game, although we lost, I feel like there's stuff we can learn from it to get back the win on Sunday.
Okay. For the players, that experience could prove important as they look to make adjustments and come back stronger. The focus now shifts to building on the positive movements, cleaning up the areas that need work, and staying locked in as the competition intensifies. The Beeman men and women will get that opportunity when they return to action on Sunday. With Jamaica and the Cayman Islands still in the fight, the battle for the top spot is far from over. Reporting from the Cayman Islands, I'm Michelle Butler.
Let's take it back to the Diamond, where under-18 national softball team manager Shane Albury tells us more about how tryouts for the under-18 team is announced and upcoming tournaments the BSF has planned for these teams.
We announce when we're having events. We use social media. We use members of the federation throughout the islands. And word of mouth. We use coaches as well to let them know what's going on. And then obviously players are in various schools. So everybody pretty much for the most part know what's going on. And with this practice that's going on now, this will be an 18U selection for the Pan American Games Championships in El Salvador. That's going to take place November 21st through 28th. So that is what they're preparing for right now. And then we have a few other tournaments that we're looking to travel to next year as well, junior and senior national teams. So shortly after this team comes back, we will start putting into place the junior and senior program, where we will be doing year-round conditioning, tryouts, practices, etc., online database, etc., for our players who are abroad, so we can keep track of what they're doing and see how well they're putting in the work.
We also got to hear from President of the Caribbean Golf Association, Sidney Wolf, on the growth of golf in the Caribbean and his thoughts on golf in the Bahamas.
The growth of the golf game in Puerto Rico and the Caribbean is very interesting. I think we could do a much better job. Some countries can do much better. I've said at the Junior Championship a couple weeks ago that one of the most advanced ones, well, Puerto Rico and the DR have been around for a long time, but Bahamas has done extremely well. The Golf Federation and also the different programs they have here, you can see the difference. Bahamas is coming up quickly, and we're very happy about that. We wish other countries would learn from them and have younger players participate in these championships, including the Bahamas, because the kids are the future of the game.
That's all the action I got for you fine ladies and gentlemen today. Make sure to come on out and show your support at the Bahama Hoops tomorrow as Team Bahamas faces off against South Carolina's men's basketball team at 4 p.m. Until then, I'm Will Wilson, Zenas, Toast Sports.
The thought of colon cancer never really crossed my mind until 2019, when a very good friend of mine was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. I was shocked. Everybody was shocked because he was a picture of perfect health. He was young, athletic, successful, and full of life. Many of us are still in disbelief. I started to question my own health because if it happened to him, surely it could happen to me. Then came the fear, the anxiety, and everything else in between. Facing your own mortality is very sobering. But for me, I decided right then to have a colonoscopy, and I'm glad I did.
Colon cancer is the third most common cancer diagnosed in Bahamian men and women. Fortunately, almost all colon cancers are preventable. A colonoscopy or some other appropriate form of colon cancer screening is recommended for everyone over the age of 45. During a colonoscopy, we can detect and remove colon polyps that may grow and later become colon cancers. Don't wait until you develop symptoms, such as blood in your stool, abdominal pain, a significant change in your bowel habits, or unintentional weight loss. These may all be indications of a severe problem that requires immediate attention. If you're over the age of 45 or have any of those symptoms, talk to your doctor about the benefits of colon cancer screening today.
As we wind down the weekend and step into another start of a work week, let's say hello to Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean with a look at our weather forecast. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Cornwell. As promised, that troughing that's been producing those showers and thunderstorms over the past several days has now begun to exit the Bahamas, moving towards the west and into the Gulf of Mexico, but we can still see some residual showers on the west side of Andros over the open waters. Now, outside of our studios, we have patchy clouds, temperature at 89 degrees, the relative humidity 59%, east-southeast winds at 11 miles per hour, and your barometric pressure 1,018.7 millibars. That is 30.08 inches, and the pressure is steady. Now, your temperatures around the islands: Marshall, Abercrombie 89, Greentown, Key 86, a warm 90 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, with the Berry Islands reporting 89, 87 in Alistown, Bimini, Harbor Island at 89 as well. Alistown, Cat Island, 90 degrees. Black Point, Exuma, Kemp Space on Andros also register at 90 degrees. Fresh Creek, 1 degree down at 89 degrees. Pick up another 89 in Georgetown, Exuma. Back in the 90s in Urumqi and also in San Salvador. 89s in Ragged Island, Clarence Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Meguana, 91. Atkins, 91. Machitown, Unagua at 85 degrees. The Turks and Caicos Islands, 88 degrees. And your body forecast in the northwestern islands live through Monday. The winds are going to be southeast once again at 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights around 2 to 4 feet. Now, your low tide will occur at 16 minutes past midnight. The high tide at 6:02 tomorrow morning. And for the central islands, southeasterly winds 12 to 18 knots. The wave heights 3 to 6 feet. So small craft are asked to exercise some caution in the central Bahamas, and also for the southeast Bahamas into Monday. The winds 15 to 20 knots out of the east to southeast, with seas 4 to 7 feet over the ocean, and that too also constitute a caution flag. And our satellite pictures in the tropics. There are 2 tropical waves we're keeping our eyes on. The first one is several hundred miles to the west-southwest of the Cape Verde Island, moving towards the west. Anyway, between 10 and 15 miles per hour. Now, the National Hurricane Center is giving this system about a 20% chance of development over the next 7 days. And the reason being, as it approaches the Leeward Islands, it will encounter some hostile upper-level winds, which will put a damper on any further development. But there's a second one. This one is just coming off the African coast, and the Hurricane Center is giving this one a 40% chance of development, so we'll have to keep eyes on that second one very, very closely as we head closer to the middle of the tropical cyclone season. Tonight, we're looking at partly cloudy, very warm, with a late night thunderstorm in parts of the area. That's mainly to the west of us, with a low temperature falling off to 82 degrees. And tomorrow, we're looking at partly sunny with a couple of showers in the afternoon due to the heating effect. And your high temperature should climb up to a scorching 92 degrees tomorrow. And your extended weather forecast looking like this, apart from 1 or 2 afternoon showers tomorrow. Skies open up, lots of sunshine, bright sunshine, right into the late part of next week. It wouldn't be until about Saturday when we have yet another tropical wave make its way into the northwest Bahamas, and that will elevate our chances of showers on Saturday. Those temperatures, once again, they will continue to reside in the low 90s during the daytime, and those upper 70s to low 80s will continue. Come on.
Thank you, Basil, and thank you for being with us this weekend. That is our broadcast here this Sunday evening. I'm Cornell Pyfum for Wayne, Basil, and our entire team. You take care, be well, and have yourselves a wonderful week. Good night.